Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel again. On today's episode or video, I'm going to be sharing my own personal experience, and also I want to use this opportunity to thank you for watching this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe. But then the idea of more or less like me, you giving me the opportunity to, or let me say, having time to watch this particular video means a lot to me. And I want to use it to appreciate you and also thank you for always being part of the community. Because one thing for sure that I know is that time is the most precious thing that we can ever have on this planet. And for you to devote your time to be able to listen to this particular video means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. The idea, or most, the reason why I'm making this particular video is because of the level of thinking in which the people or the younger generation is now having concerning the degree, or let me say the certificate that we are now going into the universities and colleges for. There is something, you see me here doesn't mean I have everything figured out in my own personal life, but it is because I understand, and also I took the initiative to put myself into a situation, or more or less like take absolute control of myself, and also asking myself questions, also putting myself into the right positions, or more or less like the right thinking by reading, listening to podcasts, and the rest that is needed for me to do. So the idea is more or less like this particular channel, I decided to start it not because of anything, but to also share my own personal experience in terms of what I've learned, what are the things I'm doing that is making me get to where that I'm getting to right now in my own personal life. I have three scenarios to give out, which is if you have a friend who is more or less like who has a birthday party, and so sorry, the reason why I'm giving you this scenario is because there is a secret that most of us don't understand, which is that money flows in where there is value. Money flows where there is value, and for that matter, for you to, if you are able to create that particular value that you need, then there is the need for you to also have money, or you to attract wealth. So because of that, I have the three scenarios. The first one is if you have a friend who has a birthday, or who is planning of organizing a birthday party, and the person needs a flyer. The idea of more or less like you using your phone as an asset or a liability. And before I proceed, let me explain this. A liability is something that takes money from you, but an asset is something that gives you money. So this is what I'm trying to say. And the idea of you having your smartphone and then you cannot design using simple softwares like Photoshop and then Canva and Pixel App and the rest. If you were able to use your phone to design all these things, you would have been able to get something, or more or less like being able to design the fly, because your best friend has a birthday who is organizing a birthday party, but he needs a flyer and then you cannot design the flyer. So the only thing is the person who knows how to design this particular flyer is the person he will contract to do the work for him or her, and then the person gets paid for it. So imagine yourself if you are someone who has learned graphic designing, who have learned how to design this particular flyers, and then you are able to do this particular work. At the end of the day, you'll be earning something from it for designing it for your best friend. The second scenario is imagine yourself to be someone who has the professional idea of more or less like editing videos. There are companies that post videos on their channels, but they don't get the kind of engagement, not because of anything, but because of the way they are editing is. So putting yourself or branding yourself in a situation where you can meet up to the standard of this particular brands in terms of delivering the value of professional videos, editing professional videos, cutting, trimming, and also adding transition and also captions and everything. You are able to do these things and you position yourself, you'll be able to create a job opportunity for yourself within the job market. The idea of me breaking these things down or giving you these scenarios is because we are now living in a generation of more or less like we are waiting for the work, and then right now the world is speaking, or let me say the world is moving towards a direction where you are supposed to create the work for yourself or create a work for someone to come and work for you. That is where the world is now going. So it's like it is now positioning us in a way that you are supposed to put yourself into a situation, or more or less like create the work for yourself. Don't wait for the work to be created for you to come and join. If that is the case, there are billions of people, or let me say there are millions of students who graduate every year, but yet the rate of unemployment within the country is still higher, not because of anything. And one thing for sure that I need to put into action is that, let me give you the test scenario. So imagine yourself, or let me say, let's forget about the test scenario. I'll talk about it in the next video. And for you to be able to do this, you need to put yourself, or you need to come to the realization that you need to create value for your own personal self. How do you create a value for your own personal self? This is where you now put yourself into the learning process. You put yourself into situations where it's like you are now going all out to learn and understand. So pick one skill, whether graphic design, video editing, content creation, content writing, digital marketing. Pick oneself and put yourself into the situation, and also look at other professional works or other people who are in that particular category and copy or learn from their own personal journey. Also listen to podcasts of mind that shift that particular mindset. It helps you in the way you think, it helps you in the way you brand yourself out there, and how you position yourself as a professional. So for that matter, for you to be able to get this done, you need to start to read, listen to people, put what you are reading and what you are listening from people into action. You need to pay for mentorship, because you need to pay a price to be able to get what you want. So for that matter, you being able to get to where you are going to, you need to put yourself in the grinding process of more or less like you getting what you want to be done in the necessary way that you need for it to be done. So all I'm trying to say is that whether you are a young person or a different individual who needs this particular video or this particular kind of mind shift for you, there is the need for you to put yourself in the position of, there are people you must cut off. Not every friend of yours is someone who wish for you to get what you want in your life. And I always say this, always make sure that your dream or vision that you want for yourself should exceed the kind of lifestyle, or let's say the kind of situation you find yourself in right now. Because if you are not able to vision yourself beyond your current capabilities, then it is not something that is going to help you. The idea of you being able to or let me say, put yourself or your personal thought into the highest level, or let me say unexpected level of yourself, already puts you in a situation where it's like, for you to be able to become successful, then you need to put yourself into a situation of moving from your comfort zone to uncomfortable zone, so it keeps you on your toe to be able to move towards what you have planned or what you have visioned for yourself. If you have found value in this particular video, don't forget to like, comment, and also subscribe. Until then, see you in my next video. Peace.